Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre on a day when India woke up to the news that Ajmal Kasab, the only surviving terrorist of the 26/11 strikes, had been hanged in utmost secrecy this morning at 7:30. Over the next 60 minutes, we'll bring you the story of how it all unfolded, whether this will really bring closure to the victims and whether the masterminds in Pakistan will ever be punished. I'm Nidhi Razdan. At 7:30 this morning in Pune's Yerwada jail, Ajmal Kasab was executed. In an operation that was carried out in high secrecy, the only surviving terrorist of the 26/11 terror strikes was quietly shifted from Mumbai's Arthur Road jail 3 days ago in the middle of the night and moved to Pune. President Pranab Mukherjee had rejected his mercy plea on the 5th of this month. Kasab's death ends one chapter of one of the deadliest terror strikes India has ever seen, in which 166 people were killed by Pakistani terrorists. 25-year-old Ajmal Kasab was one of them.
The nation woke up this morning to the big breaking news that terrorist Ajmal Kasab has been hanged to death in this Yerwada jail in Pune, and utmost secrecy was maintained in the entire operation.
कोई भी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं, वो secrecy रखना जरूरी होता है.
Things picked up pace in the last 2 weeks. On the 5th of November, the President rejected Ajmal Kasab's mercy plea. Within 48 hours, the Home Minister cleared the execution. Delhi told the Maharashtra government to take the next step. On the 12th, Kasab was informed. His response? He asked for his mother in Pakistan to be informed by a letter. Then on Monday night after dinner, Kasab was secretly moved from the Mumbai jail to Pune's Yerwada.
2 दिन पहले कसाब को मुंबई से पुणे ले जाया गया. कसाब को येरवाड़ा जेल में ही दफनाया गया है.
But many are questioning the timing.
It was not at all deliberate decision. The decision was taken far before the decision was taken of the announcement of the parliament dates.
Both the BJP and the Congress have now demanded that Afzal Guru, the death row convict in the parliament attack case, be hanged. Digvijay Singh tweeted, "Finally Kasab hanged. Afzal Guru's case should also be expedited now." Narendra Modi tweeted, "What about Afzal Guru who attacked parliament, our temple of democracy, in 2001? That offence predates Kasab's heinous act by many years."
The pressure now builds on President Pranab Mukherjee to take an early decision on the mercy petitions pending before him. Some, of course, are pending before the Supreme Court. But either way, he will have to take an early decision, be it the Mohammad Afzal Guru case or, for that matter, those convicted in the assassination of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. The pressure will build on President Pranab Mukherjee and an early decision will be expected. With Bureau Input, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
So as Ajmal Kasab is hanged, will the Pakistan masterminds ever be punished? That's our big question on the show tonight. There's a lot to talk about in the next 1 hour. Joining us on the program this evening, we have the Minister of State for Home, Mr. RPN Singh. From the BJP, we have its National Executive Member, Mr. Sheshadri Chari. Mr. KC Singh, former Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, someone who's dealt closely with terrorism issues, is with us. Kavita Srivastav, the General Secretary of the People's Union for Civil Liberties, is with us tonight. We'll also be joined by Sebastian D'Souza from Mumbai. He's the photographer who took Ajmal Kasab's pictures that night on 26/11, the pictures you see, the still pictures that you see splashed in newspapers ever since that horrific night. Also, we'll be joined by guests from Pakistan later on, and Harish Salve will be joining us shortly as well. Let me ask Mr. RPN Singh first. You know, this whole thing was kept a secret, now we realize, actually for several days. Why was there a need felt to keep it such a tight secret? Were you apprehending a law and order problem? What were the worries?
Well, we didn't want any complications to arise out of it. And another thing was that if we had, in fact, if any death penalty is delivered, that it is not told to the public. It happens and it goes, just because it's a very high-level case that it was. So it was, people were very keen to know. But we didn't want to make it, it would become a tamasha, you know, if television channels would be covering his every movement, and it would not be, I would say, not a glorification of the whole issue and coming back to what actually happened. I think what was justice was done today. What everybody expected him to be hung, that happened. And another thing that happened today was, I think it is the triumph of the judiciary of this country. It has showcased to the world today that the legal system works in this country. Even a terrorist who everybody saw shooting down Indians in Mumbai was given ample opportunity to plead his case, and finally justice came through. And it is something, it showcases that in our country like us, the democracy and the constitution stands very steadfast, and everybody has an opportunity.
That's actually a very important point, and I want to talk about that in detail. But, you know, again, I come to this point of how all of this was done. I mean, you know, when things leak so often in the media, this must have been quite a task to keep it a secret. Was it very few people in the government that actually knew that this was going to happen on the 21st?
Well, obviously, very few people knew about what was going to happen, but it is something that I think was the right decision that was taken, and basically the main aim of this thing is that justice should be delivered, and that is exactly what happened on the 21st.
Okay.
And in such a case, such a high-profile case, very few people have to know. Otherwise, if too many it gets out, it might leak.
Okay.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.